I'm going to do a tease. Watch Backstage with Tracy. I'll come there and tease you. I'm Kevin McDonald.
The stage is set. We've got a working theater here. We've got Kevin McDonald, Kids in the Hall, funniest guy around, or at least in Winnipeg right now. I want to ask though, Kevin, do you get nervous pre-show jitters every time? Like, you've performed so many times in front of so many audiences.
First of all, I think my posture's pretty good this morning.
It is very, very good. That's so you don't cough, right?
That's so I don't cough. That's right. I've had a cough since mid-August. True story. Lower form bronchitis. What was the question?
Do you still
Is this working? I know I am.
Anne warned me, your publicist, that you don't need B-roll, you don't need performance of Kevin because he's just crazy.
I thought, look at this. What crazy guy would think of that?
I don't know. Do you still get nervous before you do a show?
Yes, I get nervous. I get what I call showbiz diarrhea, and that's fun. And I get that like a half hour before the show, sometimes during the show, which is more fun. And my father was a dental equipment salesman. Should I go on? And he said that he was sort of performing because he'd have to pull out dental chairs and do seminars in front of dentists. And so he felt that he was a performer, and he said, Kevin, that's my dad's voice, but I like doing that voice.
Yeah.
My dad sounded more like me, but he said, Kevin, you've got to be a little nervous, so you're on. And I always remember that as a performer. He also said, Kevin, never miss up a chance to pee because you never know when you get by a bathroom again.
Kevin. All right, we take you back to your illustrious career as Kids in the Hall. One of the founders. How did it all begin, the Kids?
Well, in 1842, I was on the mighty big ship, and we came to the land that is... well, it started, the Toronto part of it started when Dave Foley and I met in the Second City workshop. We were doing, stand for a second.
Okay.
We were doing the mirror exercise.
Oh.
Yes, in a workshop. But we hadn't spoke, but you don't have to do this, what I'm about to do. But
Okay.
we both, follow me! We both ended up, at the end, going in the fetal position, like this.
Oh, that I can't do.
Yeah, no, I know, I don't want you to, don't worry. And then I thought, wow, this guy and I have chemistry. And then he did an improv, and he was really funny in a way that I like. And so I went over to him after the show. I didn't even know his name. And I said, do you want to join my comedy troupe? I didn't even have a comedy troupe. We'll sit down now.
Okay.
And he said, sure. And then I found out his name later, and I started a comedy troupe. And that's how we started, Dave Foley and I, and a wonderful comic actor, now a successful writer named Luciano Casimiro. We started a Toronto group called the Kids in the Hall. But meantime, in Calgary, there was a group of 5 individuals called the Audience. And 2 of them had, their names were Mark McKinney and Bruce McCullough, and they were doing theater sports in Calgary, and the Kids in the Hall were doing theater sports in Toronto. Calgary is a much smaller city and much less significant than Toronto. I'm joking. No, I'm not joking. So they moved to Toronto, which is a much more important city. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. And then we formed. We had heard about them. They were sort of like us. We were sort of like them. And we here, the 3 of us and the 5 of them, we sort of formed, and we became a troupe. And people kept quitting because they got really good jobs. And the losers became who couldn't get work with Mark, Bruce, Dave, and I. And we, it's a long answer, but here I go. I have about 12 minutes left. And we chose the name Kids in the Hall as a name better than the Audience. And then we needed a gay actor, so Scott Thompson joined the group.
I'm exhausted. What about you?
I'm ready to go.
Okay. So we bullet through right to the year 2009. You're here in Winnipeg, one-man show, Hammy and the Kids. I love the name Hammy. Who's Hammy?
Hammy is my father. It was his nickname. My father's name was Hamilton, and he'd always say, my name is Hamilton. You call me Hammy. I've been called worse than that. Hi. And so his nickname became Hammy. I just remembered something. It's not in the show. This is free. It's not funny, but I just remembered it. He always answered the phone when I was a kid, say, Duffy's Tavern. And then I always hated when he said, Kevin, it's for you. It's a girl. And I was always, it's my dad. It's not really a tavern. It's a... Hammy is a nickname for, is this working? I know I am.
Yeah.
Hammy is a nickname for Hamilton. Hammy's my dad. And the Kids in the title refers to the kids in the hall. I'll keep going. You haven't asked me because I'm talking and I'm not letting you ask questions. But I'm guessing what you're going to ask me.
You've got ESP or something.
I sort of have ESP. I knew you were going to say that I have ESP. Yeah. I have a third eye.
It's growing.
Did you say it's girly?
It's growing.
Though my third eye would be girly, I think. Hammy and the Kids, it's about me being in my 20s, dealing with my drunk dad, Hammy, and also trying to make it with this comedy troupe called The Kids in the Hall.
Wow.
Hammy and the Kids.
True story?
True story.
Yes.
Yes, a true story.
So is it funny? Doesn't sound funny.
It's not funny in the least. Yeah, well, I'm aiming for funny, and we'll see what happens. I'm aiming. What I like to do is take a really, really sad story and put cheap laughs in it, like burps.
Burp.
Oh, if you come to the show, I promise 19 burps.
Oh, geez. All right. But life in between, though, now is pretty good for you.
Life between, yes.
Between kids in the hall.
Oh, between the kids in hall, yes, yes.
patting the kids.
Yes, my dad is dead, so we're getting along great. And the kids in hall, we're getting great. We just did a new TV show.
That's right.
We
What was
didn't
that
show.
like?
It was amazing. We wrote a new TV show. It's like a miniseries, had a story, so it's like a long movie. This is mime for long movie, and so it was like a long movie, and we just finished shooting that in North Bay, Ontario. A month ago.
Wow.
We are editing it right now. And when I say we, I'm not lifting a finger. People who work for a living are editing it, and I get to see it. every now and then.
Awesome.
Yes.
And when can we see it as the general public?
January.
In the dead of winter, what better way to celebrate and have some laughs? I
Yes,
like that.
Exactly. Sorry for coughing.
Yes, and then we'll love it because you're shooting in North Bay, and North Bay is I'd rather be here in Winnipeg than North Bay.
North Bay, yes, it was very nice. It has a shallow lake. It's shallow for miles. That's my story about North Bay. The people were very nice in North Bay, especially if you're watching. If you're not watching, I hated North. No, I'm kidding. I like North Bay.
So this is a very serious question to close this wacky interview because I think we could talk for hours. Just wondering if there's any person or if there's people that have been influential in your life and making you what you are today, Kevin McDonald.
Let's see. I didn't have one teacher I liked. My parents ignored me except for when he abused me because he was drunk. So that's good. There was a bus driver that brought me to square one. That was pretty good. He sometimes he let me out the right stop. So that was pretty good. I had an aunt that was pretty nice. She was good. The other aunts treated me like crap. Let's see. There was no. He wasn't any good. There was, no, they weren't. The Toronto Argonauts came over a lot, and they helped. I would say the defensive line and the Toronto Argonauts were a major influence in my life, and I don't think I would be the adult that I am now if it wasn't for the 1978 defensive line of the Toronto Argonauts.
See, something that you did not know about Kevin McDonald, comedian.
I didn't even know it because I just made it up.
For Shaw TV, I'm Tracy Koga.
And I'm Tracy Koga.